Imagine this, that everyday red bell pepper, also known as red capsicum, in your kitchen has shown in laboratory studies that it can slow down cancer cell growth. We're not talking about old wives' tale or hype. It's a real science from cell and animal studies. In this explanation, we will cover how the red bell pepper might affect cancer cells, the helpful compounds inside them, and what even tiny amount of capsaicin can do, the practical ways to include them for general health support. Let's dive into the science.
Section 1. Why red bell peppers stand out. Red bell peppers aren't just tasty veggies. One medium red bell pepper gives you over 150% of your daily vitamin C requirements, lots of carotenoids like beta-carotene, capsanthin, lutein, zeaxanthin, polyphenols and flavonoids such as quercetin, beta-cryptoxanthin. Very small trace amounts of capsaicin are also available here. This capsaicin is the main compound found in hot chilies. All these acts as strong antioxidants. Why does that help? Cancer often starts from oxidative stress when harmful free radicals damage cells and DNA over time, leading to mutations. Damaged mitochondria, the cell's powerhouses, also play a role. Red bell peppers help fight those free radicals and support cell protection. Section 2. What lab studies actually show. In lab tests, mostly on cells, like lung cancer cells, a 549 line, extracts from red bell peppers slowed cancer cell growth, had higher levels of protective phenolic compounds compared to yellow varieties, triggered apoptosis, programmed cell death. Apoptosis is key. Normal cells die when they're damaged, but cancer cells often ignore that signal and keep growing. Something that flips the self-destruct switch in abnormal cells is exciting in research. Important reminder, these are lab and animal studies only. They don't mean red bell peppers cure cancer or replace treatments. They're about potential support for prevention and maybe helping alongside standard care. Section 3. Capsaicin's role, even in non-spicy peppers. Most people think capsaicin is only in super hot chilies. But red bell peppers have tiny trace amounts, very mild, no heat. Even at low amounts, capsaicin, the spicy compound in chili peppers, has been studied in lab tests on cancer cells for these helpful effects. It damages the mitochondria's protective wall, actually the outer and inner membranes of the mitochondria, the cell's power plants. This damage is useful for cancer prevention because cancer cells often rely heavily on their mitochondria to produce energy and stay alive. When capsaicin harms the mitochondrial membrane, it pushes the cancer cell to self-destruct called apoptosis. This is like pressing a suicide button inside the cell. It turns on special cutting enzymes, caspases, that start chopping up the cell from the inside. It breaks the mitochondrial wall, causing the mitochondria to leak harmful stuff, like cytochrome C, that signals time to die. It damages a repair protein called PARP, which normally helps fix cell damage. When it's broken, the cell gives up and dies. It activates helpful genes like p53, often called the guardian of the genome, that tell the cell, hey, you're damaged and dangerous, better shut down. In short, by attacking the mitochondria, the cell's energy factory, capsaicin flips a switch that forces cancer cells to kill themselves in a controlled way, while often leaving normal cells unharmed or much less affected. This is why researchers study capsaicin as a possible helper in preventing or fighting certain cancers. It targets a weak spot in cancer cells, their mitochondria, to trigger natural cell death. Important note, these effects are mostly seen in lab dishes or animals at specific doses. Eating spicy food gives much lower amounts, so it doesn't mean chilies cure cancer on their own. But the research shows interesting potential at the cell level. 2. Stops uncontrolled cell division, cell cycle arrest. Cancer cells multiply non-stop. Capsaicin can pause them in G0, G1 or G2M phases. Blocks pathways like NF-kappa B and STAT3, which promote tumor growth. This slows down abnormal cell multiplication. 3. Affects autophagy, Cell recycling. Some cancer cells use protective autophagy to survive treatments like chemo. Capsaicin may interfere with that protection, making cancer cells more sensitive. Section 4. Could it help with chemotherapy? In lab and animal studies, capsaicin showed promising teamwork with chemodrugs like 5-FU, cisplatin, doxorubicin, camptothecin. It might lower drug resistance, boost apoptosis, allow lower drug doses. Big caution. Never add supplements or high-dose capsaicin without talking to an oncologist. Food can support, but medical treatment is the main fight. Section 5. How much to eat? No exact magic dose exists from studies. Simple guideline: try 1 medium red bell pepper per day, about 120 grams or 1 cup chopped. This gives 150% plus of daily vitamin C, about 3 grams fiber, good carotenoids for protection. Experts often suggest 1 to 2 cups of colorful veggies daily for overall antioxidant benefits. Variety is key. Eat a rainbow of plants. Red bell peppers shine best in a balanced, plant-rich diet. Section 6. Easy and tasty ways to eat them. Raw in salads. Lightly stir-fried, stuffed and baked. Blended into soups. Pair with good oil. Helps absorb carotenoids better. Raw or cooked both work. Cooking slightly lowers vitamin C but keeps other benefits. Clear disclaimer: red bell peppers do not cure cancer. They can support antioxidant protection, cell health, lowering inflammation, general nutrition for prevention. Always talk to your doctor before changing anything related to cancer prevention or treatment. Wrapping it up: your body fights off abnormal cells every day. What you eat can help strengthen that defense or weaken it. Red bell peppers aren't a miracle food, but science shows they're one of the most antioxidant-packed veggies out there. Something so simple and common could quietly help protect your cells. Next time you chop a red bell pepper, think of it as a small, everyday ally for health. Call to action. If this made sense and felt useful, share it with friends or family. Prevention matters. And if you're into evidence-based health info, follow along for more. Young docs. These mechanisms are from preclinical data, great for patient education on diet, but always tie back to clinical guidelines and individual care.